Environmental law of this question. First question, the World Environmental Day is celebrated on. Answer was 5th June. Next, the provision of the environmental protection in the Constitution were made in. Answer was 1976. Next, the provision of the environmental protection in the Constitution were made under. Answer was the Article 48A and Article S1AG. Next, the first of the major environmental protection act to be the promulgated in India was. Answer was Water Act. Next, the Forest Act was enacted in the year. Answer was 1980. Next, penalty for the conservation of the provision of the Forest Act under. Answer was Section 12A. Next, offense by the authority government department in Forest Act under. Answer was Section 3B. Next, the Wildlife Act was enacted in the year. Answer was 1972. Next, the power declare an area sanctuary or the national park of the central government is Wildlife Act is under. Answer was A, Section 38. Next, the Wildlife Act contain. Answer A, 7 chapter and 66 section. Next, the Water Act was enacted in the year. Answer was 1974. Next, the function of the central board are given under. Answer was section 16. Next, the function of the state board are given under. So was section 17. Next, the power of give direction and that declare under. Answer section 18. Next, in the Water Act, the entire national capacity territory of the Delhi has been declared as water pollution prevention control area under. Answer was section 19. Next, the Air Act was enacted in the year. Answer was 1981. Next, noise pollution has been entrusted as the pollution in the Air Act in. Answer was 1987. Next, the Environmental Act was enacted in the year. Answer was 1986. Next, the EPA consists. Answer was B, 4 chapter and 26 section. Next, the Forest Right Act 2006 enacted 2. Answer was C, all of the above. All four in the above. Next, the EP Act is under which of the category of the legislation? Answer was welfare legislation. Next, silence area comprising area or not less than the matter around the hospital, educational institute and the court as per the noise pollution regulation and rules 2000. Answer was 100. Which of the following correct classification of the forest under the Indian Forest Act 1927? Answer was reserve forest, village forest, protect forest. Next, the Civil Procedure Code of the India provide for the right against the nuisance in the which section? Answer was 91. Next, the Rio Declaration is also known as the. Answer was Earth Summit. Next, what entity did it come into the exist? Answer, Adhartas Bejadas. Next, minimum day of the appeal to the Supreme Court against the tribunal order is. Answer was 90 days. Next, which of the following rules are made under the notification 66 7? Answer was all of above. Next, how many beaches in India got prestigious blue flag certification? Answer was 8. Next, who is the noise the green judge? Answer was Justice Kuldeep Singh. Next, who is the present chairman of the NGT? Answer Justice Adarsh Kumar Goel. Next, who found the UNEP and the which year? Answer was Maurice F. Strong in June 1972. Next, in which international declaration of the assembly capacity principle is referred? Answer was Stockholm Declaration. Next, where is the headquarter of the UNEP located? Answer was near Hebron, Kenya. Next, common but different responsibilities and the respective capabilities is a principle. Answer was within the United Nations Framework Conversation on the Climate Change. Next, which of the principal talk about the role of the government as trustee of the natural resources? Answer was the public trustee train. Next, the composition of the National Green Tribunal is given under. Answer was section 4. Next, the executive director of the United Nations Environment Program. Answer was Inger Anderson. Next, NGT is. Answer, statutory authority. Next, which principle talk about the scientific research and development in the environmental problem? Answer principle 20. Next, resources like air, sea, water, and the forest cannot be the made a subject of the private ownership. This is the basic principle of the public trust doctrine and was discussed in answer was MC Mehta vs. Kamalnath. Next, citizens your provision is given under answer was all of the above. Next, the polluter pays principle was the first time appealed and defined in the case. Answer was Indian Council of the Enviro Legal Action versus Union of India. Next, what is the object of the polluter pays principle? Answer was ensure that the victim of the damage are the composted as well as the degradation so caused to the environmental in mitigate. Next, which of the following is are have been provided for the Wildlife Protection Act 1972? Answer was 1 and 2 only. Next, the Montreal Protocol of the substances that deplete the ozone layer aims to the control the production and the use. Answer was B only. Next, hazardous substances is defined in the Environmental Protection Act under answer was Section 2E. Next, Section 15 provide for the penalty for the conversation of the provision of the Act as well as the rule order degradation. Whoever fails to the company with the contraventions any of the provision, rule, order, and direction this Act. Answer was shall be the punishable with the imprisonment for the terms which may be extended to the 5 year or with fine which may extend to the lakh rupees or with both. Next, what does the term taximetry refer in the Wildlife Act? Answer was the covering preparation of the provision of the trophies, the study and the recognition of the evolutionary relation. Next, the UNEP has the few focus area in which they priority work. They are answer all of the above. Next, the Wildlife Protection Act was introduced in a which year? Answer was 1972. What is the most abundant greenhouse gas in the atmosphere? Answer was carbon dioxide. Next, environmental impact assessment is mandatory in which of the Indian legislature? Answer Environmental Protection Act. Next, what does 3 mile Iceland refer to? Answer was radioactive pollution. Next, which section of the Criminal Procedure Code 1973 provide for the remedy case of the environmental energy? Answer was Section 133. Next, the provision for the environmental protection in the Constitution were made in the answer was 1976. Next, the provision of the environmental protection in the Constitution were made and the answer was Article 48A and Article 51A. Next, the Forest Act was enacted in the year 1980. Next, Constitution of the Central Board under the Water Act is done by central government. Next, NGT stand for the National Green Tribunal. Power to take sample of the influenced and the procedure to be the followed connection therewith is given under which section of the Water Act 90? Answer was Section 21. Next, does NGT apply to the Wildlife Protection Act 1972? No. Under Section 28 of the Water Act, any person aggrieved by an order made by the State Board under Section 25, Section 26 or 27 may within how many days prefer an appeal to the appellate authority? Answer was 30 days. Next, who has the power to establish NGT under the Section 3 of the National Green Tribunal Act? Answer was central government. Next, under Section 14, no application for the adjustment of the dispute be the entered by the tribunal unless it is filed within how many days? Next, answer was 6 months. Next, the decision of the NGT appealable to the which court? Answer Supreme Court. Which of the legislature is not mentioned under the schedule of the NGT? Answer was the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Next, air pollution include? Answer all of the above. Next, can the report of the analysis under Air Act be used as evidence in any proceeding under this Act? Answer yes. Which of one of the following is known as Earth Summit? Answer was United Nations Framework on Action in the Climate Change. Next, the Air Act 1981 shall have the prescribed the over the other laws, and therefore the provision of the Act shall have effect despite the innocency with the provision of the other enhancement, however it is subject. Answer Automatic Energy Act. Next, which of the following popularly known as the forest conservation case? Answer was the T. Govardhan Tremulapad versus Union of India. Next. Taj Tirupuzim case is between answer was MC Mehta versus Union of India. Next, the increased noise level can cause loss of the hearing and the irreversible change in the nervous system. Mentioned the safe noise level fixed by the World Health Organization. Answer was 45 decibel. Next, the Central of the State Board under the Water Act 1974 is required to the meet at least answer every 3 months. Next, the precautionary principle and the polluter pay principle are part of the environmental law of our country. True answer. Next, one of the following is the first major environmental protection act to be the promulgated in India. Answer Water Act. Next, the term of environmental pollutant has been the defined. The act includes answer all of above. Next, Section 7 of the Environmental Protection Act directs that the person carrying on the any industry shall not discharge any environmental pollutant in excess of the standard prescribed. Answer central government. Next, which section defines the environmental under the act? Answer section 2A. Which one of the following is the apex organization in the country in the field of the pollution control? Answer central pollution control board. Next, who appoint the chairman of the Central Pollution Control Board? Answer central government. Next, in which of the sound is misheard? Answer disable. Next, which of the following movement was the carried out of the conservation of the forest and the environmental? Answer Chipko Anderson. Next, right to the health include under which article? Answer Article 21. Next, noise pollution has been inserted is the pollution in the air act. Answer 1987. Next, what is the name of the first landmark judge on the environmental in India? Answer rural legislation and entitlement contra Dehradun versus state of UP. Next, when did the Stockholm Declaration take effect? Answer B 1972. Next, what is the full form of the CRS? Answer coastal regulations on. Next, how many principles are given under the Stockholm the Declaration? Answer 26. Next, which of the principles of the Declaration on the environmental development adopt the precautionary approach? Answer principle 15. Next, in which of the cases the Supreme Court applies to the doctrine public trust the state as the trustee of the natural resources in the under legal duty to protect the natural resources. These natural resources are meant for the public use and cannot be the conveyed in the private ownership. Answer MC Mehta versus Kamalnath. Next, in which of the following case Supreme Court disabled the development of the precautionary principle? Answer AP Pollution Control Board versus MV Naidu. Next, in which of the following case Supreme Court direct closing down of the shrimp industries in the coastal regulation zone? Answer Jagannath versus Union of India. Next, in which of the following case Supreme Court direct to the close down in the limestone during operation? Next, which of the following case is related to Sri Lanka Tiger Reserve? Answer Tarun Bhagat Singh versus Union of India. Next, under which article of the Constitution of the India Environmental Protection Act which enact? Answer Article 253. Next, which of the following article of the Constitution of the India have been mostly used by the Supreme Court in a protect environment? Answer C. Article 21 and Article 32. Next, which of the following case is considered to the high water mark case in forest conservation decided by the Supreme Court? Answer the Government versus Union of India. Next, under which article of the Constitution of the India the provision regarding duty of the state to the protect and improve the environmental and safeguard the forest and wildlife exist? Answer Article 48A. Thanks for the watching.